They are able to get this one away. And Glasker lets it bounce, and he'll field it off the hop at the 35-yard line, and now he's going to skip back and reverse field. He's trying to find that seam and get to the outside. He's got a blocker out front. It's Isaiah Glasker, and he's going to stream down the sideline looking for that pylon. And was he able to get in? Bingham signaling touchdown, and there it is. What a return by Isaiah Glasker. Took it all the way off the hop from the 40-yard line, reverse filled, and turned on the Jets.
Deseret News Rewind is presented by Highland and Associates. Call them now for a free consultation, 801-754-4240, or go to utah.law.
Welcome in Deseret News Rewind. As always, Dusty Litster, Dane, Stewart, presented by Highland and Associates and brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard.
That's right, Dusty and Highland and Associates, a full-service law firm, so any need that you have, give them a call. Free consultations available there. Winning combination, want to make sure they're going to take care of you. You can reach them at 801-754-4240 or visit utah.law.
All right, beautiful day today.
Yeah.
We've turned the page in our weather.
Yeah.
It looks nice. It feels a little chillier, but it still is good. I mean, it's real good.
It's balmy compared to last night, I'll tell you that.
Well, we had an amazing week of football, and
Yeah.
What a terrific week it's been. Season coming down, only 2 weeks to go. We got so much to unpack in this one, but
Yeah.
How about our game of the week, the Deseret News Rewind game of the week right here, Lehigh at Alta.
Boy, big ball game, Dusty, and key for both these two teams in their hopes to still compete for a region championship. And boy, Alta, the first half, it just struggled out of the gate. The offense couldn't get anything going. They were starting drives inside their own 10, their own 5, and it took a while for Lehigh to finally score. They did, as it was Cooper able to find Wall from 5 yards out, 7-0 late in the first half for the Pioneers. Second quarter, and how about this? Wall, this is a 48-yard punt return. Look at the moves and the speed on display. It's 14-0 Lehigh. We talked about Alta. Their offense just struggled, couldn't get anything going. They get the ball about 2:20 left in the first half, and then it is Lucero able to find Garcia 5 yards away with 19 seconds left. That was a big touchdown to go into the break, down 14-7. Second half, Creighton Cooper, how about this? A 31-yard touchdown pass to Wall, his third of the night, 21-7. Looks like it's going to be all Lehigh. Lucero, though, next drive for Alta. A nifty 31-yard scramble for the score. Alta back to within 1. And then, well, after a really weird play, how about this Mnookin carry? 44 yards.
Mnookin!
Oh, my goodness, Dusty. We talk about how good this young man is, and that play just displays the talent of one Carson Mnookin. He'd finish it off the next play, 28-14, all Lehigh. Fourth quarter we go. And all they needed was a fourth quarter, Dusty. Here comes the Alta offense. Lucero to Thomason. Touchdown, get back to within 1 score. The PAT would be no good. It's an 8-point differential. How about 3:45 left? Lucero. What a run for Lucero. Didn't look like he had anywhere to go, and somehow Cinco finds the end zone. The 2-point conversion, good. 28 apiece with just over 3.5 to play. Trading possessions here. Boy, neither team could get things going late, and then it's Lucero to Thomason. Thomason making men miss into the end zone, and a touchdown for Alta. Dusty, the PAT would be no good. Didn't matter. The Alta defense made timely stops in the first half. They made big stops late in the second half, and it's a 34-28 come-from-behind win for the Alta Hawks.
Yeah, I mean, we know about the Alta offense for years.
Yeah.
The defense been picked on for a little while. But how about Jaden Kinnersley?
Man.
8 tackles, 2 interceptions. Lucky if you now 9 tackles, 5 TFLs in
Yeah.
this one, and 2 pass breakups. And then Langeman and also Falatea both with, I mean, just all over the place.
Yeah.
This Alta defense is so much better. I think maybe Will Dana watched this and said, where was this defense?
Yeah, Dusty, Cooper threw 3 picks in this ball game, and a couple of them were, fortuitous for Alta, but hey, you're going to take them where you can get them, right? But, I mean, you mentioned Fanau. I mean, they were all over, and boy, that defense was no joke. And, I mean, I lost count 3 or 4 stops inside their own 10. Dusty, on 4th and goals, they were really, really good.
Well, pitched a shutout in the second half,
Yeah.
and the offense came to life. Well, that was a terrific game of the week. Look out for our other ones coming up this week with the weekend broken up a little bit. Some midweek games in the last couple of weeks here in the season. But let's get right to it. The opening argument brought to you by Heidemann and Associates. And, Dan, we've been touting the Lone Peak Horn for good reason.
Yeah.
Played a terrific schedule. This is a very good team, the reigning 6A champion. But what does the Sky Ridge upset over over Lone Peak say about Sky Ridge?
It says they're for real, Dusty. I mean, they're 1 point away from being undefeated right now. And I mean, we talked, 2-3 weeks ago about how we hadn't been talking much about Sky Ridge. And I mean, you want to talk about resiliency. We saw it here at Alta. How about the resiliency of Emmett Call? Throws a pick six to Nate Ritchie. Think, oh, there goes the ball game. And then he just leads his team down and scores with a couple minutes left. Ends up winning the ball game 22-21. But I mean, to me, you see this Sky Ridge team, and this is a team that flying under the radar, I think, a little bit. You know, people talk about Corner Canyon, they talk about Lone Peak, but this really is Sky Ridge's statement of, hey, we're here too, and we're not going anywhere. And you look at the talent they returned, the little Honey Ross on the defensive side, and this Sky Ridge team, I think they showed, hey, look, we are complete, we are legit, and they're a force in 6A.
Yeah, Emmett Call, all he did was throw for over 360 yards, and 3 touchdowns, ran for another one. How about James Palmer? Here's a guy that he ran the corner routes. If you listen to the podcast that we talked about against Corner Canyon a couple years ago, Noah Erickson, Adamson, all nearly 100. Well, 2 of those 3 had over 100 yards receiving on the night.
I mean, this Lone Peak defense, we've talked about probably the best defense in the state. They don't give up 300 yards passing. They don't do that.
They didn't give up 300 yards to Gorman.
Right. They don't do that. I mean, and you can go read the article. Coach Lehman has a great line in there saying, hey, I mean, Call made some throws where he's putting it between defenders. And he just had a fantastic ball game last night. We talked about Lolo Honey Ross, a strip sack as Lone Peak was driving to try to get the game-winning score. This Sky Ridge team complete. They got a big one coming up this week, Dusty. We're going to learn a lot more about the Falcons.
Not a lot of time to celebrate. Look
right.
at our schedule video as they got Corner Canyon this week.
Yeah.
Mercy.
Look out.
I love Region 4. I really do. All right, let's go to it. Best of 6A.
Well, I mean, Dusty, how about American Fork and PG? And this was a big ball game for both these two teams. PG coming off that big win last week over Sky Ridge and feeling really good about things. And, you know, it took me a while to come around to PG, and I thought, okay, all right, PG, we're going to start to get some momentum. Yeah, American Fork was there to say, not so, my friends. How about Madsen? 4 passing touchdowns for American Fork in this ball game. Really ran away with it in the second half. And, you know, they trailed, Dusty, 14-7. 24-12 advantage in the second half as American Fork beats Pleasant Grove 38-26.
Yeah, that was a good one, and that defense played really well, speaking of AF and that one. How about a team rising from the ashes? They're not dead yet. It's Undertaker sitting up off the freaking canvas. The East Leopards.
Oh, man.
Take it on the high-flying Harriman Mustangs. And what this rivalry has been, it was the fastest game of the night. This game was over before other fourth quarters had started. I am not kidding either. That's not hyperbole. It's exactly what happened.
Wow.
But it was Iverson Tapasoa, Sione Anguilao. Sione Anguilao on 4th and 1. He got the first down and then a touchdown to put this one away for East. And then a late drive for Harriman and then the interception in the end zone for the future Aggie getting the job done.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, Nick Session with the pick there.
By the way, Coach Match, I'm sorry, man. I haven't got anything right about East all year long.
He needed it.
Good job.
He needed it, but he can text me back too, so it's a good one. But congratulations to East. The thing about the RPI, and we'll talk about this a little bit, it gives you a great idea of where we're going to see the state tournament. It doesn't mean teams are dead, and it gives a lot of teams like East some bulletin board material.
Yeah.
And a carrot as well. All right, let's go to 5A.
Well, Dusty, I mean, a big game last night down in Region 8. How about the number 1 team in the state, Salem Hills, hosting the Provo Bulldogs? We talked about Provo trying to do something they haven't done in a long time, and that's win a region championship and put themselves in a really good spot for the state tournament. And Dusty, a little bit slow out of the gate for the Bulldogs, but they got things going. And it was Haslam, 2 passing touchdowns. Harvard had 2 rushing touchdowns, including a real impressive 75-yarder in that ball game.
DNRT5.
Right.
Yeah.
Provo with a big 30-26 victory over Salem Hills. And Provo now in the late lead for a region championship in Region 8, the last undefeated team in the region.
Do you hear something? It's Noah Sewell. He's back. 2 rushing touchdowns, his first game of the year for the 5-star recruit. And then he has a run in this game, Dane.
Yeah.
Get off my plane. Throws it, a defensive lineman throws him to the ground as he just goes into the end zone. I'm so glad to see Noah Sewell back. Hopefully he stays healthy.
Yeah.
But Orem beats Timpview for the first time since 2005. Our first year.
That Orem D limited Timpview to 39 yards rushing.
Yeah, I want to know if Jason Golightly and Gonzalez were at that game. Yeah, you're right. 39 yards rushing for Timpview.
Yeah.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal. But congratulations to Coach Hill and Orem. I'm talking about a team rising up off the canvas.
Yeah.
It's the Orem Tigers, in the RPI for that matter, rising up off the canvas.
That's right. They're coming. They're coming and healthy.
Absolutely. Right. Sorry, best of the rest.
Yeah. Well, Dusty,
you've been waiting for this one.
yes, I have.
There's some people down south been waiting for it too.
Yes, they have been. How about the Milford men going up to Millard in a key matchup? I mean, this is number 2, number 3 in 2A. And really, this was kind of for, hey, we want to get on the other side of the bracket as Beaver. Winner of this game has a shot at that. The loser might not, depending on how things go. And boy, how about Milford? Bryson Barnes really came to play. Had 2 passing touchdowns to BB. Also ran for 2 touchdowns. Milford leaving no doubt at Millard. Sam Marshall had a whale of a ball game for Millard, but not enough, as it's 37-29. The Milford men get a big win over the Millard Eagles.
Yeah. Hey, they got it done.
Yeah.
And if I got to provide some Baltimore material, I'll take a ring, as Dane Stewart says. So.
No, I get the ring.
No, congratulations to Milford. That's a good one. Hey, how about the Morgan Trojans? Yeah. I mean, they're in the battle for their life to try to stay at the top of 3A. And last night against Juan Diego, talk about the battle for their life. They're trailing to Juan Diego 14-7 at the half. 20 unanswered points. And all that, they got it done from distance. It was Trevor Jarrett accounted for a 68-yard touchdown. Ethan Wheeler had a fumble recovery for the win. I mean, but it was getting things done in Morgan when the Soaring Eagle had them. I think the Soaring Eagle, they go to the halftime, call Simone crew, had to be like, we got them. This is our home. 3A is ours, but no, it was Morgan. Congratulations to the Morgan Trojans.
Yeah, big win.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to the quick hits.
All right, Dusty, how about Weber Davis and a big-time positioning matchup up in Region 1? Cole Hogan had 5 touchdowns. The quarterback, they all came on the ground, Dusty. 12 yards, 1 yard, 53 yards, 43 yards, 33 yards. Cole Hogan going to have some tired legs this morning as we were all over Davis 35-10.
Speaking of tired legs, did anyone see what happened at Skyline and Highland?
Oh, gee.
The Roger Dupay Bowl. Luckily, Coach Dupay is still with us, so he's not rolling over in his grave. He's rolling over in his bleacher seat last night. What am I watching? 7 touchdown passes from Bolingbroke from Skyline. Obviously a school record. It has to be, unless something happened in the 1930s that I'm not aware of. 7 touchdown passes in a loss. I mean, I just feel terrible for that kid, but Bolingbroke having himself a night. But how about Highland? I mean, just scores galore in that ball game as the Highland Rams able to get the win at Skyline 64 to 57. The basketball teams won't be 64-57.
I think you said this. They didn't even score in the first quarter.
Yeah,
there was 39 points scored in the second, 45 points scored in the third, and 37 scored in the fourth.
Brody Benson woke up this morning, and I'm sure he's like, did I have a nightmare?
Did that really happen? Yes,
it did. Coach, and you got the win. Congratulations.
All right, how about Stansbury and Mountain View? Tommy Christofferson, 3 rushing touchdowns, all of them from 4 yards out. He was deadly from 4 yards away as Stansbury 31-28 over the Bruins.
How about the return of Les Hamilton? Has to go back to Grantsville.
Yeah.
By the way, former home Les Hamilton, where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
Goes back out to Grantsville, and this was at home, welcoming in Grantsville, but Grantsville down 17-7, 20 unanswered. I guess that's just my theme this week. If you score 20 unanswered, I got you on my side. As Grantsville able to get the win, as they were able to get the 20 unanswered points to beat Summit Academy.
Boy, key region matchup in Region 12 last night. San Juan and Ridgefield were both undefeated in region play coming into this one. They were not undefeated afterwards, obviously. All San Juan last night, 42-17 over Richfield. Sean Nielsen had 2 touchdowns. Kean Conway had 2 touchdowns. San Juan, undefeated in Region 12, all alone up atop.
Well, how about Region 5? Woods Cross, Box Elder.
Yeah.
Box Elder just plays everybody tight. You're not just going to run away from the Bees, and it was an 85-yard kick return from Noah Wright is the difference in this ball game. Now 24-20, Nick Wright 85 yards to the easy and gets the win for the Wildcats.
How about Bountiful? We'll stay in Region 5, huh? You talk about waking up from the bed.
Maybe they couldn't tell that the V was painted red because it's maroon.
Oh, my
red.
goodness. I mean, Viewmont sends notice last week beating Farmington. Then Viewmont walks up and just goes 29-3 over Viewmont. Big win for Bountiful. Region 5 is just a mess.
Well, Region 5, I mean, luckily there's an RPI this year because if it wasn't, I mean, we'd be having to figure out all kinds of stuff.
Hey, we said that region was going to have great parity. It does.
How about this one? North St. Pete and Manti. This was the battle of 3A, and it may have propelled the team to the top of 3A even 2 weeks after losing their first game of the year.
Yep.
Peyton Clausen, His brother was pretty good too. Caught a touchdown and ran for a touchdown. North St. Pete dropped Manti. Got on him early and got up 14-0, stayed on top and took care of business.
How about Gunnison Valley and Providence Hall? And a lot of you are going to be like, wait, who? Senior night. And for Gunnison Valley, you have Colby Olson rush for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns on senior night. 14-12, Gunnison Valley with the win.
Yeah, first year of football for Providence Hall.
Yeah.
You're going to have to figure that one out. Delta, how about this? Delta the week after the tough loss to Manti. Will Finlayson busted off an 80-yard touchdown run as they held off the Union Cougars. Held them off there, got job done outside the dairy farm.
Braden Trout had 5 rushing touchdowns for Grand in a 47-6 win over a team to be named later.
No, I won't do it. All right, fine. South Sevier beat Emory, 21-20. Boom!
Take that!
That's a good one. Any others? We got them all?
No,
all right,
that's
let's go. I'm sorry, Emory Spartans. I have so many people in Emory that I love dearly.
Yeah.
Luckily, I coached the Helper baseball team. It helped me get over that. But let's get to the closing argument. Brought to you by Highland and Associates. Again, any law needs you have, you need to get that family taken care of. Get your will and the testaments taken care of. Justin Heidemann Associates are there to take care of you. Go to utah.law. All right, closing argument brought to you by Heidemann Associates. What did we learn coming in the last couple of weeks about the RPI? Is there enough road to make any type of corrections in what we think would be the best teams left here?
I think it depends, Dusty. I mean, let's start in Region 5, right? You have Salem Hills, who's the #1 team in the state in 5A. Provo, I think, was 5 or 6, somewhere around there. Provo gets the win. Salem Hills remains at #1. Still a lot of separation between they and the #2 team. Provo moves up to #4. So you don't really see a ton of movement there. They just beat the #1 team. Meanwhile, you can go up to 6A. Bingham was outside the top 10, a week or 2 ago?
Yeah.
And they beat Riverton, and now all of a sudden they're looking at a first round bye. They're #4. And so it's... I mean, we've talked about this. I'm trying to figure out movement week to week based on games, and I'm all sorts of dazed and confused right now.
Yeah, because right now, I think in 6A, I think we're all in agreement. Corner Canyon.
Yeah.
Got it. 5A, I think there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
4A, Park City. Good. 3A. As of right now...
Oh, man, I don't even want to go there.
North St. Pete lost to Juab. And this isn't a knock to North St. Pete, just trying to understand the system. Loses to Juab. Morgan wins against Juan Diego.
Yeah.
But Juab wins. Juab stays at #4, and North St. Pete moves from 3 to 1, and Morgan drops to 3
and
with
Manti
the win, and Manti
stays at 2. It's just like, wait, there's one. Morgan is the #2 scoring defense in the state, Dusty. They've allowed 48 points through 8 weeks,
right?
And they're #3. Only undefeated team left. #3.
This is very, very interesting to watch where this one goes. But
yeah.
I don't know if there's enough road left in this season for football to change some of the ones. Because when you look at Orem's really, really low.
Yeah.
I still say Tiffy's real low. Kearns now jumps Lone Peak after the tough loss 2 weeks in a row. Lone Peak loses, and that's now 3 losses on the year.
Yeah.
It drops them to 7. As Kearns is now at 6. Well, as it is, we're shooting the show on Saturday.
Yeah.
Monday, some things can change. But very interesting to see it. But right now, RPI, I still say this. I'm still rather have this than preseason.
It's better than where we were. I completely agree with you. I don't know that for my liking this is the finished product. But the UHSAA has said, hey, look, we'll look at this and we'll evaluate it and critique it and refine it. And my personal opinion is I hope we do.
Yeah, they will. Absolutely will. There's no way you look at this year and say, yeah, here's the finished thing. Because there's things that you got to tweak. There's different parts. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how you fix the algorithm. I could probably find some people that can get it done, though. Anyway, I won't find them. The UHSA will do just fine. So anyway, if you got any thoughts, anything we missed here on the show, I'm sure we could have missed something. Hit us up on Twitter at DNews Rewind, at Dane_Stewart, at Dusty Litster. Love to hear from you. Go check out the podcast as well. We jump into the RPI every week, but not only that, we bring on some terrific guests. And we got some new stuff coming up here on the shows, but on that in the podcast. But we got some guests lined up that I think you're really going to enjoy listening to. And one of our new themes at the end of the show every week that we're going to end up with, eyes up and do the work.
That's right.
You got to look around, help people around you. We love what we do. We love talking about these kids. We love watching them get better. Not only that, we love watching everyone reach out in their communities and take care of everyone else around them. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching Deseret News Rewind on Deseret.com.